Man, that felt incredible. I've never had a pregame massage before. That was awesome. Oh my gosh. That was incredible. Welcome into LTSN. I'm Jason Ross Jr., joined by Sarah Davis. Today, the Blue Devils back in action, back at home, and hoping to pull off what would be their most remarkable win in program history. They have never beaten a ranked team. Lourdes comes in ranked number 2 in the NAIA, number 1 team in the WAC, undefeated at 4-0. Blue Devils under head coach Ed Rule in his 3rd season come in today at 10-11 with a chance to get to 500 for the first time in the month of March.
Yeah, it should be an interesting night for both teams.
Starting back to serve for the Gray Wolves, coached by Greg Burtz, who's also the women's coach down in Sylvania, Ohio. Here's a big blast from Zachary Markowicz, and that is off the block, and the Blue Devils strike first.
It's a nice way to start the game. Back with the serve for the Blue Devils, Joshua Eckert.
Joshua, one of the more passionate volleyball players you will ever come across, one of the better minds for the game. Love talking to Josh about volleyball. As Lourdes goes to the outside there, and the kill is down to tie things up. Coming in there from Evan Gebert. We'll call his name quite a bit tonight. The 6'4 redshirt junior from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Actually didn't play high school volleyball.
Interesting.
He led the team last year with 382 kills, and he had 17 kills in their last match versus Aquinas. So there's a service ace that time.
Super hard topspin serve.
Yep.
One thing about the topspin serve, if you don't get your feet underneath it, you're just not going to pass it well. Super effective.
Lourdes at 11-2 on the season, 4-0 on a 7-match win streak. It's their largest of the season. At that point will go to the Blue Devils. As we spoke to Lourdes head coach Greg Wrights before the game, they have aspirations to make a deep run when spring rolls around. They lost in the national semifinal last season, and he told us that you know, this is a group of guys that has experience winning. They're a group of guys that want to win, and now they know how to win because they've done it. And this year, they don't just want to get to the national semifinals. They want to get all the way, and they want to win it. As it's now 3-2 now.
One of the things assistant coach for the Blue Devils, Dave Nichols, mentioned was that the guys need to play good one-on-one blocking defense. So it's not always going to be where they can get 2 blocks up. They need to be able to be ready to jump and block on their own and be effective, because these guys are so good that they'll put the ball off their hands and score points just off of that. So they need to make sure that their single blocking is really strong tonight.
It's 3-3 early. Lourdes got off to a really quick start the last time these two teams played. It was a 3-set win for the Grey Wolves. As that one goes off the block. Gospel Sua there.
With the hands, Javi.
Josh Eckert out of the backcourt there. There's a blast, and it's down.
Off the block.
Yep, Stephen Albrecht, a sophomore from Ottawa University.
Pass Joshua Eckert up to Gospel. Max Jewett in the middle. Single-handed dig by Javi, back and left back. Free ball play. The guys need to execute this. Back row set to Joshua. Dug by their libero. And an awesome dig by Joshua Eckert. To the outside. Blocked back down. A little bit of a risky set there. Blocked out of bounds by the Blue Devils. That was one of the best rallies I think we might see tonight.
That was interesting.
It was a really good rally.
Yep.
The Blue Devils are playing super strong defense. It's just all about the serve receive.
Libero for Lourdes, Mathis Andrade. He's the reigning NAIA Men's Defender of the Week. Second time this year he's won that award, and there's a point there where he kind of kept them alive. Here's a free ball for the Grey Wolves, and they put it away. Brendan Brown out of the middle, 6'6".
It's definitely not in the Blue Devils' best interest to give Lourdes too many free balls tonight, because as you see, they'll just put the ball right back down.
Have to limit those mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the key things when you're trying to pull off an upset of this magnitude. Blue Devils could also get to 500, as I said today. They're 10-11 on the season. That's the most wins in program history. As up there, Calvin Ooms with Max Jewett, and it's 6-4 Lourdes.
You can feel this game opposed to the other home games that the Blue Devils have played. They feel more focused and more into this game. They seem a little bit more relaxed playing home now. It doesn't seem like they're jittery and nervous.
Excellent off-speed work there.
Yeah. That's a tough ball to watch drop.
Yep. Sarah, you watched the last victory for this Blue Devil team. They are coming off a loss to number 6 Aquinas. Tough matchup there, but you were here when they played Goshen College.
Oh, yeah.
And won in 3 sets. What did you think they did well there?
I think they just played their game, and they had a lot of leaders step up in that game. They've been facing a lot of lineup changes, and so it's just all about them being able to adapt to all the different positions that they're thrown into, and I think that they did a really good job at executing that when they played Goshen. I'm surprised Stefan was supposed to be playing tonight, but it appears he's not dressing again tonight.
I was just thinking about that.
Yeah. Oh, that was a risky ball.
7-6. If the Blue Devils can find ways to keep it tight deep into sets, maybe, you know, you close things off. They don't run at the end. Yeah.
If they can keep it in between 2 points, whoever gets the last points are the ones that are going to win.
Yep. Here is Lamb
right into the
block. Sua. They're going to go right back outside to Lamb. He is a big arm for that team. Jeff Lamb, the sophomore outside hitter from Richmond, BC. They'll go to him a lot, at least 20 times. You think around about 20 total attacks he probably averages per match. So expect to hear his name quite a bit. Double-digit kills 5 times this season. There's a service error from Andrade, so 8-8.
Gospel Sua with the serve. Definitely a little bit of a missed contact on that. Seems like he contacted that one with his fingers.
Last time these two squads met up, Lourdes won the first set 25-12, and then they just kind of looked like the more confident team the rest of the way. But the Blue Devils, as you said, they are focused and ready to go, knowing that they're honestly playing the best volleyball that this program has ever seen.
Yeah.
So
they seem ready to play today. I feel like the past couple of games they haven't seemed as ready and as focused, and it definitely seems like they're dialed in and ready to play tonight.
there's no
This
doubt.
is a good game to bring it.
Yep, there's no doubt. This is a formidable opponent, but putting things away there was Joseph Belando, the Big Rapids, Michigan native. One of 4 seniors in the Blue Devil roster.
Back with the top spin serve, Joshua Eckert.
Some heat on that serve, but some heat coming right back the other way. And it's 11-9.
Lourdes runs a crazy off-speed ball. It's like everything is just ahead of the other side's tempo at all times. That's what makes them so effective.
Here's Jeff Lamb.
Pass by Joshua Eckert. Into the middle, Joseph Blonda. Just a little bit of a timing issue on that.
Lourdes is 9-0 all time versus Lawrence Tech. They're up 3 here. Lamb once again serving.
It's a great pass by Joshua off that serve. They're not letting that tip go over the net. It was right back down by their block. Lourdes has a huge group of guys on the net right now.
There, it's all, most of them are over 6'4", 6'5". They bring Brendan Brown in, who's not out there right now. He's usually out there. He's 6'6".
Jeez.
So, yep. Jewett back in up front for Lawrence Tech. Still looking for Calvin Ooms to get going. There they go outside. Block is up. Can they keep it alive? They do.
There's a nice block. That's a questionable ball.
There is Ooms.
There he is. He must have heard you, Jason.
Yeah, right on cue. The transfer from the Netherlands. And Kaiser College, 6'4". He's been a brand new installation for this team, and his 142 kills leads the group this season. He's been key in the, I guess you could call it a revitalization of this program. And that time the serve was wide, so it'll go back with the Gray Wolves. 14-11, still keeping it tight.
And a missed serve by the Gray Wolves.
And Lawrence Tech will take all of those that they can get tonight.
Oh. It's one of the times that you don't want to miss your serve is when the other team gives you a point for missing their serve. So now they're going to have to battle back with a serve receive. Pass by Zach Narkowitz. Back row attack by Joshua Eckert. It's a great ball. Tight. Blocked back down by Gospel Sua. Dug by Javi. Back to Zach Narkowitz. Off the block. Oh.
The assist there going to Gerke, and he is the reigning setter of the week in the NAIA. And he's been great for this Lourdes team. Played on the 2014 Brazilian national team, and he leads the team in assists by far with 502 on the year. He's really the director of their offensive side.
Jeez.
It's a nice disguise tap over from Sua, and then the block is up as Brendan Brown tried to hammer it through, but point LTU. Still just 3 points separating these two sides. 16-13 in favor of the Gray Wolves.
That's exactly what Dave Nichols was talking about. Is that one-on-one blocking.
Yep. Go outside. That time coming in with heat. It was Stefan Albrecht, just a sophomore. He actually had his best performance of the season versus Lawrence Tech last month. Went 6 for 8, with .625 hitting percentage.
There's a tight ball. Ugh.
Yep. Tough to handle that serve going down the line.
Serve receive is crucial in this game for the Blue Devils. Serving and serve receive, both sides of it.
Let's see where they go with the serve this time. It's into the net.
Back with the serve for the Blue Devils, Lawrence Patton.
West Bloomfield, Michigan native. Information technology major.
Set to the outside, Eckert. And right back down. It was a tight set, a little bit low for Joshua's liking, so fortunately there will be 4 hands at all times in front of every ball that's set.
Bit of a run here for the Gray Wolves. There's a kind of an off-speed serve. Sua there along with Eckert.
There's a nice back row attack by Ooms.
Too much heat
nothing?
coming in that time.
Okay, and the Blue Devils get the point on that one. It's questionable if it touched the block or not.
No reviewing at this level. Back to serve is Gerke, the Brazilian.
Pass by Ooms a little bit tight. The Blue Devils are passing Sua a little bit too tight, only giving him a one-hand option set.
Tidy up that ball control.
Definitely.
21-15, the Lourdes' first set lead. We'll take it to a quick break here on LTSN. We'll be back in about 65 seconds. Lourdes looking to wrap up the first set when we come back. Welcome back to LTSN. A 21-15 opening set lead for Lourdes. 4 points away from wrapping it up. Here's Sua finding Belanda. Back outside to Lamb on the Lourdes side. Nice play by Ooms in the backcourt.
Here's a free ball.
Yep.
Let's see what Lourdes does with that.
In system, it's
and
Lamb.
out of
Did
bounds.
that catch the line? Did not. Yep.
Well, cool. That works. Eckert with the serve. Another top spin. Just out.
What is it about that top spin serve that I guess can be effective?
It's just intimidating because they send it at such a high speed that if your feet aren't set, it's super hard to control. Opposed to a float serve, it comes a lot slower, but that's also hard to pass. In the men's game, they hit the ball so hard, it's just if your feet aren't there, it's almost like an automatic point. Especially what Joshua's trying to do is like snag one of the lines. That's super hard to get your feet around.
I don't think I possess the courage to be out there on this floor. There are just missiles coming over that net. Gosh. Like it up here, bit more,
Yeah.
bit safer.
Oh, off the block.
Grey Wolves are 2 points away now and on serve.
The Blue Devils are really hanging with them, though. 17.
Yep, much better.
Right, much better than the first time. There's a dime by Joshua Eckert. And sophomore Zach Narkowitz comes out hitting the ball hard. Walks it off like it's nothing.
Narkowitz, the Galloway, New Jersey native, one of 2 sophomores. 81 kills on the season. He's definitely a good player for the future of this program. But putting things away there is Evan Gebert, a redshirt junior. He's racking up his skill total, and now he'll go back to serve with set point.
And a missed serve. All right. Here's the Blue Devils' time to shine. Freshman Calvin Ooms back with the serve.
A little out of system there.
That's a nice set by Gospel. That was a tough ball. Oh, what a dig. One of those digs that your feet just so happen to be there and it hits off your platform.
So 25-19. That's the line after 1 set in favor of the Grey Wolves. They're up 1 set to none. We'll take another breather. This time we'll be back in about 3 minutes. 25-19. Once again, Lourdes takes the opening set on the road, looking to stay undefeated in WAC play. Welcome into LTSN. Second set getting underway. Blue Devils, this is crucial for them right now. They started out on serve with Gospel Sua. And Lourdes took that opening set, 25-19. Out of the middle there, the block is up. And a nice job from
another
Joseph
good
Belanda.
start.
Yep. 6'5" middle hitter Joseph Belanda, Big Rapids, Michigan. Nice job there. And
Sua with the serve. Even with bad sets, it seems like Lourdes just really knows what to do with the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Gospel Sua with the hustle. Okay.
Nice hustle.
Oh.
Excellent effort. Now the stand up on the block. Good job. Outside. Too much to handle that time from Gebert.
Again, those deep balls, they're really hard to dig when they're coming at your chest, and you really just got to hope and pray that you can move your feet fast enough to get behind it.
Lourdes with a 4-1 road record this season. Blue Devils have been better at home this year. They were just 1-5 on the home floor last season, 3-1 this year. Team went 8-21 overall last season. 10-11 right now. There's a serve that just barely didn't catch the line from Eckert. So 3-2 Grey Wolves now.
As Dave Nichols said before the game, LTU's assistant coach, all we can really do tonight is serve the crap out of the ball and pray. So that's kind of the motto that they're working with tonight. Off the block. Are we going to call it? We're not going to call that. It's maybe a little bit more of a, or a little bit different of a view up top than it is in the ref's position. Communication error by the Blue Devils.
Final match for Lawrence Tech before they head out on their spring break trip. On campus, spring break starts next week. The Blue Devils head out to Cincinnati tomorrow. This is the first of a back-to-back, so a quick turnaround. They'll have Cincinnati Christian University for the first of 2 meetings with them this year. It'll be a pretty long trip. They'll cover 3 states, 9 days, 6 matches. Lourdes, next week, they'll start their spring break trip as well. On Sunday, actually, they'll cover North Carolina. That's where they'll start, and then they'll finish up next Wednesday in South Carolina. 4 total non-conference opponents. Blue Devils will also play all non-conference opponents.
Lourdes is one of the few schools with the same spring break as us.
Yep. Yeah, most the larger schools, I guess you could say, are on spring break this week. So it's a quick start to this second set for Lourdes. They're up 7-2, and the Blue Devils want to talk things over. Welcome back to LTSN. 7-2, the Grey Wolves lead it in the second set. They took the first set, up 1-0, and looking to beat the Blue Devils for the second time this year. Lamb is back to serve.
Lawrence Patton with the pass. They're still looking to run that tempo ball. Doesn't seem the Blue Devils have quite mastered the timing on it yet, but definitely seems to be improving. They need to side this ball out right now.
Ooh. It's a 5-0 run. I believe that went right down the line. Yeah.
Yeah, that one hit the line judge.
Yeah. Right on target.
Definitely didn't feel good.
I think he's getting checked on, yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh. That was a big blast. There's some heavy hitters on that Lourdes side of the net. 8-3. It does snap that run. It was 5 in a row. Javier Contreras, his serve goes wide.
Seemed a little bit like he was aiming for the other line judge. Not really what we're looking for, yeah.
9-3 now. Jason Ross Jr. here with Sarah Davis, Jenna Skalski, and Spencer Iaquinto with us as well.
Float serve to Narkowitz. Jewett in the middle.
That just squeaked through.
Yeah. One of the things that assistant coach Dave Nichols pointed out to us was their team just really doesn't have a weak link out there, and that just showed it. Even though they had a bad pass, their middle back just stepped up and set the ball, set the outside, and it was completely fine. It wasn't like they were questioning who's going to take it. I think they just all play with the confidence of that anybody can really step up and take the ball. That's super important.
Called it a 5-hitter offense.
Yeah.
A lot of options. And on the Blue Devils side, when you're looking at that, you can't overlook anyone. It's tough to defend. Go that time for Gebert, and another point to the Grey Wolves.
It's also coaches' night here tonight. Like the clubs that some of the guys coach for, they had their girls and other former coaches come out and watch. So the stands are a little bit full tonight. There's another tight set. Sua dumping that. Really great play.
One of 2 home sporting events in Blue Devil Athletics this week. On Saturday at 11 a.m., we'll have the women's lacrosse broadcast for you right here on LTSN. You can tune in on Facebook, YouTube, wherever you may be. And that time, once again, a little too hot to handle.
Yeah, Lourdes has a lot of power. They play very powerful. There's that quick timing that they're trying to run again.
Yep.
This doesn't seem that they're quite adjusted yet.
This is kind of the same set. We had a better start this time around, but kind of the same set where it felt like in the first meeting, Blue Devils started to fade away a bit. They can't have that happen here as that serve clips the tape of the net. Here's Eckert firing away, but long.
Oh, that looked like it was off the block from up here, but apparently not.
Another one clips the tape. And here is Ooms.
With a kill, putting the ball deep.
Been able to hold Ooms in check for the most part tonight.
Patton back with the serve.
Devils are coming off a loss to Aquinas. Batten couldn't really get going in that one, like most of his teammates. 2 tough opponents in a row, 2 top 10 ranked opponents in a row, and Aquinas and Lourdes. There's Mathis Andrade, the reigning men's volleyball defender of the week. Time trying to slice into the cross court was Eckert.
So close.
Yep.
It's the right idea. In this game, you really got to hit just to where they're not. You can't target people and hit to them. You got to hit to where they're not. Joshua's serve receive tonight is just on point. And there's a crazy free ball with a back row attack from Lourdes. Out to Eckert on the outside. And blocked out of bounds, giving the Blue Devils the point. Sua back with the serve.
Nice pass.
In the ceiling.
Yep.
A little too hard to track that one down.
Did a nice job of receiving the serve that time. So 17-8 now on serve, the Gray Wolves. Here's Garricky. Sua. The block is up that time from Jeff Lamb on Joshua Eckert. The solo block makes it 18-8.
I think the Blue Devils are starting to realize they need to cover their hitters because Lourdes is beginning to just block things straight down. Eckert back with the serve. Let's see if he goes for that line again. Off the tape. Questionable set where we're not calling it. Good chase down there by Eckert out to
Fingertips of Sua. He was named to the NAIA All-Tourney team as a freshman last year, and he could certainly be a part of their run in the spring this season as they try to make another national semifinal and hopefully a final run to a championship, as their head coach told us before this one. We'll have to track things down there. A little too far for Colin Holtz. We have 2 really good liberos in Holtz and Andrade. Holtz, a transfer from North Texas University, the Mean Green, and he is a Dallas, Texas native. Back here is Javier Contreras, Miami. California, 21-10, once again, just slipping away here. It's been a pretty commanding cruise control type of fashion in this second set. And back to serve now will be Kevin Moore.
All right. Another side out for the Blue Devils. Narkowitz back with the serve.
Trying to piece together some energy, piece together some life into this building. Lourdes is going to suck the energy out in this second set. They're able to 2 with the block that time. Sua was up, but the kill coming in from Gebert.
Lourdes makes the game of volleyball look easy.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
All right.
Nice
There's
job.
a little bit of a connection off of a one-handed set. Ooms with the serve.
Looks like that initial clip off the net threw Lourdes off, and the Blue Devils will have a free ball to work with here. Nice dump over from Sua.
Oh, yeah.
Second time he's gone to that disguise shot.
Lourdes wasn't expecting that. It's very interesting. The difference between men's and women's volleyball is there's a ton of aces in women's, and in men's it's very rare that you ever see an ace. You can see on some of these balls, serve by Lourdes, giving Blue Devils a point.
Two points away now are the Gray Wolves. Lawrence Patton trying to keep his team in this second set. In danger of going down 2 sets. Short and fifth if necessary. And he goes off the block, and here is set point coming for the Gray Wolves. Colin Holtz back to serve. The two-sport athlete in high school. Yep.
Let's see what Sua does with it. Back row to Narkowitz. And there's a great shot by Zach Narkowitz. Nice deep corner ball.
Gospel Sua, San Diego, California native. Leading the team, he's the architect, 415 assists. Outside. Oh, the Blue Devils will get that point and stay alive for another point at least. Another Gospel Sua serve. His 8.47 assists per set are 4th in the conference. Will indeed do it for 2 sets. So the Gray Wolves now lead it 2-0. They are 1 set away from wrapping up this night. 25-16. It was 25-19 after the first. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Gray Wolves up 2-0 on LTSN. You're watching Blue Devil Men's Volleyball on your home for Blue Devil Athletics. Welcome back to LTSN, third set on a lovely night here in the city of Southfield.
Last week before we get to go on spring break.
Yep. Sarah, you're going to a warmer place next week, right?
Yeah, I'll be traveling with the golf team down to Alabama.
Nice,
so we leave Saturday morning at 6 a.m. and we're gone for a week. Excited to get outside and play some golf.
See if the Blue Devils can get off to another nice start to the set. They got off to a nice start to the first and second sets, but it really slipped away at the latter half of that second. Lourdes completely took control. Blue Devils take that point in an odd fashion. And
yeah, Belando was just ready for that.
Yep.
Record with the serve.
Nice block in the middle that time. But on the second, they're going to give the point to Blue Devils here. Lourdes celebrated initially, but it's a 2-0 start for Lawrence Tech.
All right, side out for the Blue Devils. Narcos with a pass. Back to Patton. Off the antenna.
Lourdes is also doing this without Brendan Brown, who has a gray hoodie on now on the sideline. He's one of their key players. I'm not sure if he got injured, but he started this match and then pretty quickly into that first set headed over to the sideline and never returned. But the Gray Wolves are still playing some good volleyball. That time the serve was long. 3-2 now.
I'm interested in how fast number 15 serves the ball on Lourdes. Has to be coming with a lot of speed behind it.
Yeah, Jeff Lamb's heavy hitting kind of carries over into his service motion.
Yeah,
Blue Devils
definitely.
Scrambling here. Yeah.
Those balls out of the net, they're just not very promising. It's like you have to scoop it out of the net and get it out in order to get it over, and a lot of the time it just stays along the net, making it challenging.
Most of the time when this Lourdes group has an advantage in some way during the point, they will capitalize. 4-3 now with Lawrence Patton back to serve. Standing over by team captain Jacob Page. There's the bump set, and the block was up that time, but they're able to tool it. It was Steven Albrecht. Zach Grennan. There's Gospel Sue to Calvin Ooms off the block. Pancake dig that time.
Dug by Javi, back out to Ooms, down the line. Dug
free
back
ball
over.
Here.
Tip by Patton.
Little off speed.
Even out of system, Lourdes just looks so controlled and so ready to do, it just seems like they know what they're ready to do with every ball.
Yeah, teams who typically make those deep runs in tournament play are very poised throughout all sports. That's probably a one common denominator on teams who have the ability to make deep runs, and they want to make another one this year. Josh Ecker, nice defensively. Sua called off. Max Jewett. Ooms, nice light touch over the block. He does a nice job of mixing things up, too. It's a nice repertoire. He can bring the heat, but he can also do that.
Right, yeah, and that definitely throws them off because they don't know if they should run in or if they should stay back. Gets them guessing. Ooms with the serve.
Key when you're going up against taller players as well.
Definitely. That was a nice chase. Seems they switched Lourdes setter.
Yeah, Albright's not in there right now. Or Garricky, rather, not in there right now. His brother Ricardo Gerke is actually on the team as well, but doesn't look like he's playing today.
Interesting.
Yep. His brother is excellent as well, one of 3 Lourdes players with at least 100-plus kills on the season. 154. And he gets set up a lot by his brother, who's the setter.
Well, look at how that works.
Yeah. Nice chemistry there, obviously.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yep. Stefan Albrecht. Transfer from Ottawa University. Eckerto is there tracking things down. Ooms, he's going to have to jump over the bench. And Lourdes, can they piece together another run here? It's kind of feeling like they're on the brink of doing that, like they did in the second set.
Sua hopped over the chairs to chase that ball down.
Yeah. This is a very, he possesses that hustle, and that's been key.
Definitely.
The run ends with Albrecht's service error. Out of the back row that time, and off the block. The swing from Evan Gebert.
Seems LTU is getting a little bit lazy on their blocking. Seems their timing's just a little bit off.
Zach Grennan, a Columbus native. Ooms is there out of the Netherlands. That's dumped down out of the middle. Still just a 1-point difference in this third set.
Sua back with the serve.
This will probably be the toughest opponent that LTU will see all season. Number 2 ranked Lourdes in the NAIA. They're coming off a match against number 6 ranked Aquinas. As that one goes all the way down. Gospel Sua back to serve, and this one.
There's an ace.
Lamb has been so good today on the outside.
So good. Is he the one that you said didn't play volleyball in high school?
That was actually Evan Gebert.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, Lamb, sophomore outside hitter from Richmond, British Columbia. And he got off to a really nice start last year. He's just a sophomore now, but as a freshman, he was all-tourney team. And that run that they made to the national semifinals. And, I mean, he's been excellent this year as well. One of the best players in the NAIA. And the Blue Devils will take that point. Meanwhile, we look at the score, and they're up 12-10.
Oh, yeah. Taking the lead. If they can keep this 2-point lead, they'll win the game.
Yep. All about holding on now, and the serve will be big. That's a nice serve from Eckert, and he releases some steam. Getting a bit pumped up here. They're up 3, 13-10. This is their largest lead at this stage of a set. And looks like Lourdes wants to talk things over. So Blue Devils in probably their best stretch of the match right now. They're up 13-10, but still down 2 sets. You're listening to Blue Devil Men's Volleyball on your home for Blue Devil Athletics. Welcome back to LTSN 13-10. The Blue Devils lead it on a run on the serve of Joshua Eckert. Can they keep it up? Lourdes goes outside, and out of the timeout, they're able to end that run and get back on serve. There's G-Bert once again.
You know, for saying that you don't see too many aces in men's volleyball, we got to see 2 back-to-back. Gospel Sua had one, and then Joshua Eckert came out with one too, so it's pretty impressive.
There's Joshua Eckert right on cue defensively. Now the pass to Ooms, cross court for the kill, and it's 14-11.
All right, the Blue Devils are keeping the lead.
Javier Contreras going back to serve now. Miami native floats it up. A blast at Lamb, tipped over. Patton was there. Ooms
Tight.
doused at the net.
Okay.
Oh, wow. 14-11. 15-11 rather now.
Blue Devils taking this set could really be could be really awesome for their spring break tournament this weekend.
Oh, yeah. There's no doubt they have some momentum right now. Cincinnati Christian is who they'll play tomorrow, but Lourdes able to once again snap a little mini run there, so 15-12. Now can you receive their serve? Colin Holtz back to serve, the Dallas, Texas native. Former tennis player. Still plays tennis in his off time, I'm guessing.
Great pass by Joshua Eckert, back out to Patton.
Patton
Okay,
squeaks
Lawrence. All right, the Blue Devils are really playing well this game.
Pretty nice crowd here on a Wednesday night, and Lourdes has initial trouble with that serve.
Back row to Joshua, off the block and a point.
Eckert heating up. This is the largest lead of the entire match for Lawrence Tech.
All right. And an ace by Lawrence Patton. That's 3 aces tonight.
Crowd reaction will tell you what's going on right now. It's 18-12. Blue Devils, their largest lead is 6 in this entire match. But they're down 2 sets, trying to claw their way back on the home floor against the number 2 ranked team in the NAIA. We'll be right back here on LTSN. Welcome back to LTSN. 18-12. Momentum swaying in favor of the Blue Devils right now. Out of the timeout. Lourdes does well again after talking things over. There's G-Bert back to serve.
Eckert with the pass, out to Ooms. Out of system.
Yep.
Snags that back corner.
Oh, did that catch the line?
I think it did.
As you said, Lourdes was kind of out of system there, and it was an odd approach on the swing, too. Kind of a half swing. Didn't really get it. Yeah, that was definitely a fortuitous point. Not one that you felt Lourdes should have, but nonetheless, they took it, but then they gave it the right back. And it's now 19-14 in favor of the Blue Devils.
All right, the Blue Devils need to keep this lead.
Yep.
Booms with the serve.
Ooms.
A missed serve. It's crucial to make sure that you're making your serves once you get in within 5 or 6 points of winning the game.
Especially right now, trying to hang on against such a good team. As you said, if you can take a set off these guys, #2 in the nation. I mean,
right. That's something to feel good about.
Yep. That clips the tape of the net.
There's an
Free ball
overpass.
for
Okay.
Williams.
Javi gets that up. That's another free ball that you don't want to give Lourdes. The Blue Devils can side this one out. They can keep this lead. Pass by Ooms. Outside to Eckert with the tip. Outside. There's just so much energy on that ball, it's hard for them to even play.
So a run for the Grey Wolves merits a timeout from head coach Ed Rule. It's 19-17 Blue Devils here in the third set, but Lourdes is up 2 sets, 2-0 on LTSN. Welcome back to LTSN, where the Blue Devils are trying to hang on to a slim third set lead, down 2 sets to none. That one popped up on Javier Contreras. It's got to sting a little bit as this run continues for the Grey Wolves. Steven Albrecht back to serve. Having another good outing against Lawrence Tech. Patton there. Sua tracks it down. Eckert fires cross court. Now Lamb winds up and gets the kill. It's a 5-0 run, and we're tied up. Blue Devils have to settle down right now.
Oh, yeah.
Find a way to receive and return this serve coming from Albrecht.
This would be a great time for the leaders from the Blue Devils to come back and step up, motivate the team. Okay, the missed serve could be the start.
Yep, I'll take it.
Definitely.
4 seniors on this Blue Devil team. See if they can find their way right now. Back up 1. First time that they've been the first team to hit 20. First time that they've hit 20, actually, through these first 3 sets. Lourdes up 2 sets. Blue Devils up 1 here in the third. They'll tie it up again. Lance below that time. Senior from Hooversville, Pennsylvania. Second on the team in blocks. He's pretty integral in the middle. He'll swap out there. He actually transferred from Siena Heights.
Oh.
Both teams a bit sloppy there, but it favors Lawrence Tech.
Definitely. All right, the Blue Devils need 4 to take this set. 4 more points. It all starts with the serve right here. All right, Ooms with the back row pass, back row attack. Off the block. So close. You can definitely tell that the Blue Devils want it, though. They're not giving up. 21-21.
It's been a hard-fought third set. You can feel the energy going back and forth.
Set to Patton on the outside, back over.
Nice
Rolando
block
with
up
the
that
blocker
time.
coverage.
They go right back to that side. And Lawrence Tech comes away with the point. Patton able to squeak it through. Going 1 against 2 there.
All right, 3 more points. The Blue Devils take the set. Eckert with the serve.
Lamb.
That one, it almost looked like there was nothing they really could do about that. That ball was put down fast.
And now Lamb back to serve, a chance to give Lourdes the lead. Blue Devils have done pretty well, though, receiving the serve of the Grey Wolves in this third set. A nice bounce back from a second set that really slipped away from them, both emotionally and in terms of the play on the floor. And they get the point there, right on cue. It was a bomb down the line from Ooms.
This point, not only are the Blue Devils feeling the pressure to execute these points, but you can tell Lourdes is getting a little bit nervous.
Yeah, this is probably the least calm that we've seen them. Into the cross court, that time from Gebert. Blue Devils did have a couple of competitive sets with Lourdes in that first meeting last month. Once again, Lawrence Tech will have a matchup with Cincinnati Christian tomorrow as they begin their spring break trip. But right now, trying to handle business. Both teams 2 points away. This is a huge point, and the block is up that time from Lance Blue. At 6'3", he gives Lourdes a set point when we come back. That was a big point. 24-23. Not only is it a set point, but it'll be a match point when we come back for the Grey Wolves. Welcome back to LTSN. This is match point for the Grey Wolves, looking to complete the season sweep of Lawrence Tech. Serve is up this time from Anderez. Now the set, they go to Gebert, and he closes things out.
Oh, and
they're going to give the Blue Devils the point, yep.
Favor going to the Blue Devils on that one. All right, now the pressure's on.
Yeah, win by 2. Once again, you can catch all the highlights of this one on the various LTU Athletics social media channels, YouTube, Facebook. Afterwards, player and coach interviews. And now the Blue Devils have the set point.
All right, Patton back with the serve.
Albrechts and the Blue Devils take the third set in win by 2 fashion to keep this one going. against the number 2 team in the land. It's now a 2-1 lead for the Grey Wolves. We'll be back on the other side of the breather. Blue Devils keep it going on a Wednesday night.
Wow.
Welcome into LTSN. A 4th set getting underway now. Jason Ross Jr. alongside Sarah Davis on a Wednesday night here instead of the Don Riddler Fieldhouse on the campus of Lawrence Tech University. Blue Devils trailing at 2-1. And serving here will be Gospel Sua. 10-11 on the season, looking to get to 500. And they're off to a nice start in the 4th set. Can they knot things up with the number 2 team in the country and maybe go to a 5th?
You can see Lourdes switch back to their original setter. Seems like they got their old lineup back out there.
And Matthias Andrade out there, and there's Gebert.
There's a nice up by Narkowitz.
Eckert right into the block there. Teaming up was Gerke and Blau. That wasn't the best approach from Lamb, but he's able to just tip it over. He kind of threw off the initial jump from the block of Lawrence Tech, and it's 1-1. Here's Gerke, one of the best setters in the conference, if not the best. Eckert right into the block that time, able to tool it, and it's 2-1.
Blue Devils and the Grey Wolves are definitely feeling a little bit of different emotions out there right now. You can tell Blue Devils are fired up and the Grey Wolves seem a little bit timid right now.
Blue Devils held what was a 19-14 second set lead. Lourdes went on a run to tie things up. It was tight. Lourdes had the match point, but then the Blue Devils clawed back and won in the win by two situation in that second set. And now in a fourth, up 3-1, make it 4-1.
Lourdes is beginning to make errors that we haven't seen them make yet this whole game. And another ace. What is that, 5 aces for the Blue Devils tonight?
Yep. And an early timeout called by head coach Greg Reitz on the Lourdes side. It's a 5-1 start for the Blue Devils, carrying that momentum over from the third set. We'll be back here on LTSN in just a minute.
Geez, the Blue Devils are going. Usually Joshua will look at me. Let's see if he does. No. No, they're Team Detroit volleyball players. Like Team Detroit volleyball players.
Welcome back to LTSN. It's a 5-1 start to the fourth for the Blue Devils.
Eckert with the serve.
As Lamb, the block was up, but Lamb takes the point, takes the kill. Blue Devils trying to pull off what would be their most remarkable win in program history. They have never beaten Lourdes, 0-9 all the time. Still down a set, though. On the women's side this year, they beat Lourdes for the first time ever. And, you know, maybe the Blue Devils men can follow in their footsteps on a Wednesday night here instead of the Riddler. That match also took place here instead of the Don Riddler Fieldhouse when the women defeated the Grey Wolves for the first time ever. That was a season full of milestones as that program continues to develop. They hit 20 wins this year, 20 plus. And the Blue Devil men have hit double digits in the win category for the first time ever. This would certainly be a step forward like none other that they have taken so far this year. That goes up into the ceiling and it throws off the Grey Wolves. Play continues if that ball goes up into this ceiling here instead of the Riddler. It's 7-2. We've seen that throw teams off so many times. You hope it's on the other team's side of the net when it does happen in the point.
Definitely.
There's a service error, 7-3.
The Blue Devils definitely have a different level of confidence out there now that they took that set from them, making the game a lot more interesting.
Sua able to find Max Jewett, and the two-sport athlete puts it away. He's also a goalkeeper, starting goalkeeper on our soccer team that did very well this year, winning the WAC tournament. He has a really cool story. Very athletic. Brendan Brown is back in for Lourdes. He was wearing a hoodie for the majority of this match. He's back in. Interesting. As that point gets away from Lawrence Tech. Bit sloppy, bit scrambly. It's 8-4 though. They still lead it in this fourth. Down 2-1. Once again, we'll have highlights of this one coming up for you. If you head over to the LTU Athletics YouTube channel or Facebook page afterwards, Chase Kaufman down on the scene getting those excellent shots as there's Lawrence Patton. Sail is long.
He's indicating to Sua to set him just a little bit higher. It seems that this timing's a little bit off, but it's nice to see the men communicating with each other right away about what they need to do to perfect their game right now.
Yep. Communication is key.
Definitely. Pass by Patton. Out to Ooms. And off the block and straight down on their side. Freshman Kelvin Ooms with an awesome kill.
Calvin Ooms back to serve 6 times this year with double-digit kill totals. Albrecht serve off the block, or swing rather off the block, and it's 9-6.
Blue Devils are still keeping the lead.
This Blue Devil program still in its infancy, just the 4th year.
There's a pancake dig by Lourdes.
Yep.
And a hit in the net.
Point goes to Lawrence Tech. And naturally, this program went through struggles in the beginning. 0 wins in year 1, 4 in year 2, 8 in year 3, and now 10 in year 4. 10-11, their best record in the month of March. This is the first match in the month of March for Lawrence Tech and for the Gray Wolves. Inside at the net there, but still able to put it away was Brendan Brown. Lourdes team on track to host a WAC tournament this year. The top seed hosts. They are the #1 team in the WAC right now. That one once again sailing up, a kick save there from Albrecht, but obviously to no avail. That sails well wide. Lawrence Tech up 11-7 now.
Lourdes is definitely making errors we have not seen them make all game. You can tell they're a little bit nervous.
Sewell and the Blue Devils have continued their momentum into this 4th. There's a big blast right at Markowicz. There's Sua. Who will he set up? It's Patton into the cross court. Ready there was Andera's really nice. We're going to give the point to Lourdes
net
here.
Call, and the Blue Devils giving the Gray Wolves a point. Pass by Ooms. Out to Eckert. Just missed it. Ooms with a pass up to Belanda, and a kill for Belanda.
One of those 4 seniors who will have to take control in the big moments. This certainly qualifies as one of them. Up 12-10.
Joshua Spanish is coming out up there. You can tell he's a little bit frustrated when he starts saying things in Spanish, so nobody knows what he's saying.
San Juan, Puerto Rico native.
Ace for Lourdes.
Lourdes trying to muster up some momentum now. Back to serve. Here's Jeff Lamb.
And a missed serve. Just in time.
See assistant coach David Nichols up and coaching there. Sarah, why do you think he's been so liked overall by the men's and women's players?
I think Dave just brings a different energy to the program. He's super kind and he's always inspiring, and he never gets mad. And that's one thing that I think you can always just count on, to look at him and have him give you a nice thumbs up, keep you in the game. He also brings tons of knowledge. He coached indoor and outdoor at University of California. So he really has a lot of volleyball knowledge.
In his second season, #1 assistant coach for the women's and men's programs. Blue Devils now up 1. But back to serve for Lourdes, Andrade.
Pass by Ooms. Up to Jewett in the middle.
Free ball to work with here. Nice pass. Andrade, the NAIA Defender of the Week.
Up into the ceiling. And free ball over for the Blue Devils. Let's see what they do with it.
Once again, Andrade there. Excellent coverage. Patton Andrade again. But that time it sails wide, and the Blue Devils take the point up 15-13. Pumping some life into this building that we really didn't see in the second set. Started to come back in the middle of the third, and now in the fourth. They're up 15-13, trying to tie things up and send it to a fifth. Lawrence Patton, Andrade. That was,
all right.
Yep, sailed wide.
It's coming down to who makes the error first, and it seems like Lourdes is making the error first at this moment. Patton with the serve. Off the net.
Gebert, cross court. Patton kept it alive.
And a
Eckert
free
has to
ball
send over
into
the free ball.
ceiling.
Oh, it went up into the, what is basically what would separate the gym if it were to be pulled down, the netting, and that is out of play. So 16-14 now in favor of Lawrence Tech. Fourth set. Gebert back to serve. Down
Pass
the
by
line.
Patton. Outside to Ooms. The block back onto their side.
Out of system there.
Yep. Block down on the Blue Devil side. Still in the lead though, 17-14. And a missed serve by Lourdes, giving the Blue Devils the point.
Another service error. Yeah.
It's a
nice
great
hustle
dig by
there.
Ooms.
Ooms will go back to serve. Laser-like focus needed now. Trying to stay alive and send it to a fifth. Ooms is there and ready. Sue with a back set to Eckert. Off the block a couple of times now. In tight at the net. Blue Devils have to recover. In transition. Patton out of the back row.
All right, and a kill out of the back row. You can feel the Blue Devils' energy right now, hoping to take a second set.
Typically, Lourdes is a team that's having a lot of fun on the sideline. They dance a lot over there, but right now, very tense, intense looks on their faces. They don't have a lot of trouble, but they're having some right now. Patton, a sprawling effort, couldn't quite find it. 18-16. Have to remember that Lourdes was 1 point away from ending this about 25 minutes ago.
Right. Pass by Patton, back to Ooms. And a kill.
One point away from for the second set in a row, hitting the 20 mark before Lourdes after they didn't hit that mark in either of the first two sets. Lourdes on a 7-match winning streak. Here's Narkowicz. This is another ball that Lourdes is having trouble with. A free ball for Lawrence Tech to work with. Booms off speed. That's tough heat to handle.
Off the block, point for Lourdes. It's a point-by-point game from now on.
Yep. Blue Devils have done an excellent job of receiving the serve of Lourdes over these past couple of sets. It's been a big part in this comeback effort. That's in tight again. 19-18 now. Pretty good spot to take a timeout here. Big moment. Ed Rule will chat things over with his group. Yeah, they're up 19-18 in the fourth set, down 2 sets to 1. So trying to send it to a fifth here inside of the Riddler.
My friend got to play the Phoenix Open course in Arizona. I know. So pretty.
Welcome back to LTSN. Blue Devils with a 1-point 19-18 lead here in the fourth set, looking to hang on and force a fifth. They've never beaten Lourdes before.
All right. Way to start that timeout. Blue Devils with a 2-point lead. Gospel Sua back with the serve.
Taking the heat was Narkowicz, and they're pointing up. I wonder if that hopped up and clipped the
I think that's what they're calling, that it clipped that netting.
Yeah. That's a tough call for Lawrence Tech. Now the second time they've had to deal with that.
Yeah, it is. Here we go. They just need to side out. Narkowicz with a pass. Outside to Patton.
Oh. It's kind of an odd sound there.
Yeah, it seems like it got him with just his fingers instead of the palm of his hand.
So we're all knotted up. A familiar position from the previous set. Sua tracks that down, out of system. They have to send over a free ball. And here's the back set. Gebert, brilliant off-speed shot. He's been going to the heat for most of the match. Noticeably was able to throw the Lawrence Tech side off there with a little off-speed touch, finding the middle of the floor. 21-20 now. Can Lourdes get on a run of their own? Blue Devils need to stop it right about now.
An overpass.
Yep. Coach Rule wants to talk it over. Down 2. Far from over. 22-20, the Lourdes lead now. They are on a run, though. Back inside of the Riddler. It's 22-20 in favor of the Grey Wolves here in the fourth set. It could be the final set if Lourdes gets 3 more points without any resistance. Not much resistance there down the line. Both sides trying to feed the correct energy into their respective players.
2 points to go for Lourdes to take this set. All right. Belando with the point.
Yep.
Eckert back to serve. Definitely a good person to have serving at this moment.
Right on Rade, though. Ooms, Rade couldn't handle it that time.
Two points to go for Lourdes and 3 points to go for the Blue Devils. Eckert with the serve.
Gebert, the
And
block is up. He was
down.
23-23. Quick 2-0 run on Eckert's serve.
2 points
Once
to
again,
go.
they stayed poised when they went down with Lourdes close to finishing it out. But this Lawrence Tech team, very resilient. It's a new group this year, most wins in program history. And looking to send it to a fifth. That serve just sails wide. And it is, for the second time, a match point for the Grey Wolves.
Here we go. The Blue Devils just got a side out. It all starts with a pass.
Here we go. The pressure is up. Jeff Lamb. Richmond, BC.
Pass by Ooms. Back to Patton.
Patton got
with
it.
the kill. All right, well, we might be seeing a fifth set tonight.
Once again, win by 2. Blue Devils liked the situation the first time around. Javier Contreras.
Outside. The roll
Albrecht.
shot dug by Sua.
Couple
Pass
of sprawling efforts.
You can tell the Blue Devils, everybody's ready to take the next ball. It's great to have in a time like right now.
For the third time, though, now, a match point for Lourdes. They're 0 for 2 so far on Rade.
Javi with the pass. Outside to Ooms.
Ooms, the block
Blocked
is
back
up,
down.
and that will do it for the Wednesday night matchup between Lourdes and Lawrence Tech. A valiant effort, no doubt, from Lawrence Tech, almost forcing a fifth. You know, midway through the third, it didn't really, or midway through the second, it didn't really look like we were going to have a 4-set match,
No,
almost
it
heading to
didn't.
a fifth. But Blue Devils pushed it there, and they pushed the number 2 team in the land tonight, certainly carrying over what they hope will be momentum into tomorrow's matchup with Cincinnati Christian and all the matchups they have over this upcoming spring break trip. Once again, it was a pleasure to be with you. Jason Ross Jr., Sarah Davis, Jenna Skolsky, the producer, Spencer Iaquinto behind the camera. A 3-1 victory for the number 2 team, Lourdes, tonight. They stay number 1 in the conference on their path to perhaps hosting the WAC tournament. That'll do it for us on a Wednesday night from the Riddler. Have a wonderful night.